And this diversified platform really gives us access to many more clients. So it widens our potential target addressable market in the sense that we can work with clients who are in the preclinical stage or first in human stage or phase 2, phase 3 stages.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Mo Khan, the Chief Executive of hVIVO. Mo, very good to speak with you. hVIVO announced its full year 2025 results today. It looks like a year of significant progress for you, despite a challenging backdrop. Can you provide a summary of the financials?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me on your platform again. So our full year results really have no surprises, given they're in line with the trading update we provided in late January of this year. It has been a challenging year, at least financially, due to the macroeconomic situation that we just lived through and maybe are still living through, as well as some volatility in some policy making, especially in the US regarding infectious diseases and vaccines and so on. But having said that, we met or beat our resetting guidance of early last year. So we've recorded revenue of just under £47 million, which was in line with expectations. We achieved a positive EBITDA just over £1 million. Now, we initially had guided towards a small loss, but due to some really good efforts by the team on constraining costs and recognizing some cancellation fees and a strong Q4, we've been able to turn that around and achieve really a positive EBITDA, which was a success and for the company for last year. Finally, we ended up with just over £40 million in cash, remaining a healthy position. So overall, financially, I agree with you, due to the headwinds, has been challenging, but operationally, it's been significant positive in the sense that we achieved some really good strategic milestones as we move forward to a more diversified company.
You mentioned your strategic repositioning and the acquisitions you made. Can you tell us more about these?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are the world leader in human challenge trials, and we will still remain that as we continue to expand our portfolio of human challenge trials. But one of the key objectives for us was to continue to diversify into other areas. So we have achieved this through both organic and inorganic manners. So first of all, we acquired 2 clinical trial units from a company called CRS in Germany, which gave us access to additional capabilities with a site in Mannheim and also in Kiel with additional beds. It also expanded our portfolio of therapeutic areas that we worked in. So we've added cardiometabolic and immunology, as well as first-in-human clinical trials and renal and hepatic population trials. Secondly, we also completed a small acquisition, a UK company called CryoStore, which provides long-term storage of biological and clinical samples. Now, CryoStore is already profitable and has a very high client retention rates. And CRS, we expect to be EBITDA accretive in 2026. So both of them are going really well and have been integrated into the larger hVIVO group. The second huge milestone we achieved really is that we will be retiring the CRS, the Venn, and the CryoStore brand going forward. And the company will be reorganized under the single brand of hVIVO with 4 different service lines. So the key here really is to give a one-stop shop platform to our clients who are maybe working from consulting or preclinical stage all the way to end of phase 2 or a proof of concept. And for us to be able to deliver this end-to-end clinical development platform to our customer means that working under one platform along 4 different service lines. So we have the human challenge trial service line. Now we've added a clinical trial service line, which includes a majority of the services provided by CRS, as well as the non-human challenge trial work conducted in London. We also have the laboratory capability in the UK, which we are now expanding. We've added bacterial capabilities, for example, lately. And finally, the consulting arm, or formerly Ben service arm. So as we move forward, I believe at least that we have a much more diverse and much more resilient company than we did 12 months ago.
I mean, the diversified offering sounds very encouraging, Mo. Can you provide a summary of the performance of the human challenge trial business?
I think that's one of the key drivers for us to diversify the company, because relying on a single modality is always a risk. And has been challenging, as I mentioned, in 2025. We mentioned about the macroeconomic environment, but vaccines in particular have had, let's say, scrutiny under them on a negative manner with regards to the vaccine inoculations in the US, the schedule of that being determined by the ACIP completely changed over the last 12 months. The vaccines in particular have had a hard time, especially with some of the policy changes in the US. So the human challenge trial business last year did suffer. We had a number of cancellations, which we have previously reported. But as a result of those cancellations, we did earn some good cancellation fees, which contributed to the positive EBITDA number for 2025. But as we move forward, we're seeing more proposals across the human challenge trial business. And in fact, I think we've seen a 50% year-on-year increase with regards to the number of proposals we submitted in the first quarter of 26 versus the first quarter of 25.
Just touching on those macroeconomic headwinds, Mo, looking ahead, what can we expect for the rest of 2026 from hVIVO?
Well, we are creating a foundation for a more diversified company. That's one of our key goals. We want to expand our laboratory capability, as I mentioned. We've added new challenge agents to our human challenge trial portfolio. We're expanding our therapeutic base, and going forward, we expect to continue to build on the sales pipeline across the four different service lines. And this diversified platform really gives us access to many more clients. So it widens our potential target addressable market in the sense that we can work with clients who are in the preclinical stage or first in human stage or phase 2, phase 3 stages. And this effectively means that all our different salespeople can address clients' different needs across the board. And with all of this, hopefully growing tangentially, we expect to achieve a high single-digit revenue increase in 2026.
Could you also give us some more details about that recent contract with Traws, please?
Yeah, so Traws Pharma is a US-based biotech, and we've been speaking to them for a while now, and they have a prophylactic antiviral, not so dissimilar to Cidara's own product. And I'm sure they've seen what we have done with Cidara and their ultimate acquisition by Merck, and they want to repeat what we did with Cidara. So this human challenge trial in influenza, again, will start this year. In fact, almost all the revenue will be recognized this year, and we're very pleased to have a new client on board with a new challenge model being active.
Mo, sounds like another very busy year ahead for hVIVO. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you for having me on.
Mo Khan, the Chief Executive of hVIVO.